No, go to my TikTok. It's fine.
Okay.
People say that I thirst trap. I didn't know that I was thirst trapping. I just was like, oh, this is a cute video. Let me try this out. And like, I was just doing those types of videos, but I actually genuinely enjoyed it. Like, I find TikTok to be like my safe space where I could just kind of show a little bit more of my personality. I don't like ever look at the comments or anything. So, I mean, sometimes I'll like scroll through it and like a few, but like I won't like really go down it and everything. But yeah, like when I was in show business, I hated dancing. Not because so context, I always wanted to be a dancer. Like when I was little, I took ballet lessons, I took tap.
Oh, cool. Wait, what was that? You took
tap dancing.
tap dancing. So cool.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But I was like 3 when that happened, 3 or 4. And that was when I was in foster care too. So I took dance lessons, and it was very short. It probably lasted like just a few months. But ever since then, I knew I wanted to dance. But ever since I was a child, like I grew up in a Filipino-American community where they would like host like parties every time Manny Pacquiao had a fight or something. And then they would make like the little kids dance and everything. And obviously like I'm half white, so I'm not like the most gifted when it comes to dancing.
I understand.
It's like not natural for me.
Yes.
But I'm also half Filipino, so there like there's room for improvement.
There's hope. There's hope.
Yeah. There's potential. So what you call it? Like whenever I would dance with these kids, they would always not like seriously bully me, but they would tease me that I wasn't as good of a dancer. And so I had this like complex where I was like, oh, I'm not a good dancer, so that just isn't for me. And then come show business, you know, before I was even like launched, I would always like, we were always like put in different classes, acting, singing, dancing. And dancing was the worst for me because I was just such a shy person. Yeah. So I hated taking up space. That's what I realized about it. Like I just didn't want to be big because I felt like I was burdening people, even though like I was literally asked to dance. And then, you know, as showbiz progressed and I started like doing ASAP regularly and they asked me to do prods and stuff, people would always say, oh, buti na lang maganda ka because you're really not a dancer. They would say things like that. And like looking back at it, I thought they were being mean, but now I realize they weren't being mean. It's just like the way people are. Like for them, they weren't intentionally trying to hurt my feelings, but they didn't understand that like I brought that with me forever. Like they were like, you're not a singer, you're not a dancer, you're an actress. And so I always told myself, oh, I'm only an actress. Like I shouldn't take these dance lessons or singing lessons seriously. But I've always enjoyed dancing. Like I don't know if I ever shared it when I was still like active in the Philippines, but I would regularly take dance lessons and I would do it with my friends. And like it wasn't something that I shared with people. It's just like I genuinely enjoyed it. And so now that I'm like not part of showbiz, I genuinely enjoy dancing, like dancing to TikTok or like when there's like K-pop songs that I really like, I try to learn the dance myself. Like I'll study the video for hours and then I'll like practice the dance on my own. And now I'm also singing. And I always told myself, oh, I'm not a singer because hindi ko kayang bumirit or like whatever.
Which is culturally very...
Yeah, which is like the defining characteristic of what like a singer is, I think, here in the Philippines. Obviously, there's like different styles of singing, but like I always associated singing with like Ate Morissette or like all these divas. And I'm not saying that they're obviously like legends and everything, but I couldn't do that. So I always was like, oh, I must not be a singer then. But now that I'm in LA, like I was asked out of nowhere by a label to start doing music. And I honestly turned them down a few times. I was like, I'm not a singer, I'm an actress. And they were like, but you have like, your voice has such a great tone to it.
Nice.
And they were like, can you just try? They were the ones convincing me. And so for the past year, I've been like really putting in the work and doing vocal lessons, recording like 3-4 times a week.
Wow. Nice.
And now I enjoy all these things that I used to dread because I was like, why are you making me do things that I'm not like, that I'm not? And then everyone's just going to criticize me for being bad. When in reality, people don't know. I only rehearsed this song for like 30 minutes.
Yes. That's surprise.
There was no time. There was no time to like perfect a dance.
I wanted to ask, how